Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. So this week I will be breaking down the charts going into this week ahead, and I'm excited because last week played out fairly nice. And yeah, so the majority of the analysis, most of the targets hit, and I was very happy about last week. So we're going to get into it today. So we're going to start here on the weekly chart on all the pairs and work our way down. Okay, top down analysis. Now, looking at Aussie dollar last week, you can see that we pushed down from this 77500 area and we pushed back up, but as you can see, the market really could not hold here. And now as you see it, we have like two equal candles, right? So this is going to be interesting going into next week. And right now we tried to push up, but then we rejected that level. And I told the students, you know what? I don't think we're going to be able to pass this week. And lo and behold, we weren't able to pass it only because of the way the daily time frame looked. But as you can see, it looks like we're trying to come back down into this trend line. Now, what I did to the students previous weeks ago was that it looks like we're getting exhausted in this area. And I told them that this last week's candle could be bullish. We could see bullish momentum because of these three candles right here. And lo and behold, we got that bullish momentum. But going into last week, Sunday, the daily candle didn't convince me. It didn't convince me that with the closure of the closure of Friday of last week's candle, the week before last candle didn't convince me that we were going to be going up because it was a rejection candle. And we'll get to there. So as you see, we ended up pushing down from that area, and it looks like we're trying to get back down into this trend line here. Could this be a possible fourth bounce? We don't know, but we just have to be prepared. Okay, so going down to the daily time frame. So what I was telling the students was this, because I had a trend line drawn differently. My trend line was drawn like this. And I looked and I said, you know what, guys, this candle here is making me think we're going to be rejecting this area. I don't think we're going to be able to pass it. So I wasn't looking for buys any of last week because I wasn't convinced that we were going to be passing this area, not unless we were able to pass this wick right here. Let me see if I can get it. My trading view and mouse are not aligning this week. Okay, not unless we were able to pass that wick. We never passed the wick. Instead, this was the third trend line rejection. And this was just a false breakout. And I'm glad I didn't look for buys because that would have put us in a bad situation. So instead, I had sales. So sales on my mind. And as you can see, it did pan out. Now, we are coming back down into this level down here to our 76500 area. And I just want to say this is going to be crucial for next week because, and I'm going to erase this. As you all can see, we're in this downward trend. We're in a downward trend. If price breaks this trend line, if it doesn't become a fourth bounce, y'all, and it retests from the other side, and we test here and go lower, AU could be dropping for quite some time. How long? I don't know. But it could be, that's potential. But if we're going to stick to this bullish move overall, we kind of need to see AU bounce from this area and then continue up and break this downward channel. Because a lot of times when price in a downward channel, it does possibly tend to break out. So if I go down to my lower time frame, you can see what I'm speaking about even more. So we're approaching this 76500 level yet again in the market. So what I'm going to be expecting price to do is maybe push down to this area and continue back up, or I'm going to be expecting it to drop, retest, and then continue lower to our next level, our 7500 level, 1000 level. So as you can see, this is also a great area in the market. But at the same time, if we break this trend line and retest, until I think it could be in a possible downtrend, we have to break this area first. That will really put us in the downtrend territory. I'm not too concerned about this area because this could be a bounce. I'm more concerned about if we break here, okay? So we just have to see what's about to play out in the market. That's my analysis for AU. It's quick, simple, and easy. But this is where market structure comes into play, because we have to know how to trade market structure and how to actually take advantage and let it be on our side. We have to trade what we see. And what I saw was a strong rejection candle off of a trend line, and I wasn't looking for buys until we could pass that wick. And in my course, I teach on wicks. I'm a wick fanatic, because wicks are very important. If you want to know more about the way I teach in my method, the link will be down below to the website, okay? Now, going over to EU, we can look at our weekly time frame. The weekly has been a mess. We're in consolidation. We're still in consolidation. Honestly, I just don't know what EU wants to do. Let's look at EU closely for a second, okay? So as you see, we're resting at support in this area here. We're resting at support. We have support, 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 support. And for you all who don't understand why that support, is because the wicks. Because when we drop down to the lower time frame, it's going to make sense, okay? Price likes this 1.22600 level. And I've been talking to my students about this for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. So literally 2 months in 1 week, I've been talking to them about this level here. And as you can see, we're just not able to pass it. And we've been throwing up a lot of dojis in this area: rejection candle, doji, nice bullish confirmation candle, inverted hammer, inverted hammer, and inverted hammer or doji, whatever so you want to call it. However you look at these candles, we don't know what's going on with EU. I know there's a lot of political things going on right now in the news, but fundamentally wise, I can't say for sure what's really going on. I know it's talks of war. I know stuff going on with the euro at the moment. There's a lot of things that's going on right now. But technically wise, there's not much we can do and go off of right now, not until we break certain levels, not until we can fully break this 1.22600 level and go further, or not until we can break my region up here. So going down to the daily time frame, as you all can see, we've been putting in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. I'm not too concerned about the higher highs because eventually those get broken. But as far as it being an uptrend, we're just throwing in higher highs like crazy. And now, as you can see, we're coming right back up to test this trend line yet again for what? 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time we're testing this trend line. This trend line is very strong. And here's that 1.22600 level I keep talking about. We've just been rallying up and down, up and down, up and down here. And we're not really fully able to break it. So price can go either way. If I get a full break here, I'm looking to take price back down to 12500 area. That's where I'm going to be looking to take price back down into. But a few things have to happen in order for me to want to sell. However, as you can see here, we're in a lot of consolidation. So we're in a horizontal period of consolidation. Not only that, but we're in a wedge pattern at the same time up in this area right here. So it's like consolidation within consolidation. Price can do whatever it wants to do here. And I've been gearing my students up and learning how to trade consolidations. And right now, price is just everywhere. So it's not really wanting to go up. It's not really wanting to go down. It's really trapped at the moment. So we don't have anything that we can do for now but make quick day trades or intraday trades until price shows us what it wants to do. Now, dropping down to our 4-hour time frame is going to get interesting. And I'll just go ahead and erase this box here because it serves us no purpose for the moment. Okay, so looking here, here's that level yet again. You can see that we've been bouncing off and on it heavily. And here's this trend line. So in order for me to want to fulfill this movement here, price is going to have to thoroughly break this 1.22600 level. It's not only just about it breaking the trend line and retesting, because we did that. We broke this level here and then we bounced off the trend line and went right back up. No, it's about what we see here. Now, I do see this long rejection candle. However, I need more confirmation before I want to buy back up. I just need to have more confirmation because price can always come down and test half or this full wick right here. So I'm not going to be too much in a hurry to buy or sell here. So on EU for the moment, I'm just going to wait until we get a full break on my 1.22600 level, or we get a nice bullish confirmation that we want to head back up. So EU is one of those pairs that's a little bit tricky for the moment. Okay, now going over to GU. GU was an outstanding pair. This thing performed quite nicely the past few weeks. I've had nothing to complain about when it comes to GU. So as you can see, price gave us a nice rejection candle. And I told the students about this, you know, we could have a pullback, and we actually did. And we came back down to test previous structure. We have support, resistance, minor areas of support we broke through, support, and then we came right back up. And right now we're sitting at a critical area. We broke this trend line. I told the students, if we break this trend line and we retest, I'm going to think that we're going to be able to come back down. But we're not going to know that quite yet. So we have to wait and see what happens. So if we go down to the 4 hour, you can see this level that I was just talking about. We have a lot of structure in this area here. And so we're just sitting right here on our 1.4 thousand level. We're just sitting there. So now what I need to do is see if price is about to reject this area and continue up, or if we're going to break this area and then continue down. Because if that's the case, I'm looking to take price down for quite some time. How long, I'm not quite sure, but I just want to trade whatever the market gives me, and I want to compound and stack as I go. But we just have to wait and see and be patient and sit on our hands. So either price is going to bounce from here and continue up, or price is going to reject from here and continue down. So that's simple analysis when it comes to GU. Now, New Zealand dollar is almost the same. So looking at our weekly time frame, you can see here how price, we pushed up in this area before, we pushed back down, and then we're pushing back up. Now my levels aren't here, you guys, so some stuff is missing. I just kept this area simple because I'm more focused on these areas here. Now, we did push up. We were not able to quite fulfill where I thought price would go to this 0.74 400 level. Well, it fulfilled the 400 level, but it didn't push up as much as I wanted to. I wanted to come up just a few more pips, and we didn't get that, and that was okay, and I noticed it. That was fine. However, we are sitting right back here at previous structure. We have support, resistance, and all this support down here, as you can see. And we put in this nice bearish candle. Now, to some people, this is a bearish engulfing candle. It's subjective. So I need to see if we're about to get some more bearish momentum, because if so, and if that is the case, I'm looking to roll this pair down quite nicely. Now, going down to my daily time frame, you can see what I'm talking about. So we have all this structure that price is sitting at. And this is some heavy structure, mind you. And if we can't break this, I'm going to be looking to take this pair up. Now, what I'm going to do is pull out my Fibonacci. And I'm just going to keep this simple. Okay, so if I'm looking, this is my swing low here. If I can get it to my swing high right here. And right now we are at the 78.6, okay? So we're at the 78.6. If we get some type of bullish confirmation, I will be looking to take this pair back up into previous structure. First targets will be my 0, second will be my -27. That's if we get this bullish confirmation that I'm hoping that we can get, because if we don't get it, then my bias will change into a sell bias, okay? Now, going down to my lower time frame, you can see why I'm liking this area here, okay? This is why I'm liking this area, because technically this is the new higher high. This is our previous high. This is a low. We've been making higher lows up into here, but this could be a higher low here, as you can see. So that's why I'm liking this area. Right now, price isn't really giving us much to go with, so you have to find you have to find the areas where price is more likely to go to and trade that towards the future. And that's what I'm doing here, okay? So if I get some type of bullish momentum, and we are at my previous level of support, if I get that bullish momentum, I'm going to take price up. I'm not going to question it. Not going to question it, just take price up. That's what I've learned to do. Don't question the trade. Get in it when you see the confirmation. Now, if we were to break this area, then I will be looking to take it back down. I always have 2 biases, maybe 3 sometimes in the market. I never go into this market with just 1 unless I truly have to. Okay, so that's how I'm looking at NU for the moment. There are more things that sits behind this, more things that I am looking at and why I want to do what I do. Just besides these, my method is quite simple, not complicated, very simplistic. I don't need indicators to really put me into a trade. I'm just looking at market structure and price action, because when you keep adding things, it gets even more confusing. You just need 2 confluences to put you in a trade, and then you're good to go from there. Now, going over here to dollar CAD. Dollar CAD performed well. I mean, I'm like shocked in how this thing just did beautifully. Now, I did have an overall target of 1.25075, which is still not out of the clear yet. However, I did take profits as I could. And so UCAD performed quite nicely. Now, we pushed down, and we did come to touch my zone. I don't care about the levels. I care more about my zones. If price touches my zones, that's what I care more about. And it did. Going down to the daily time frame, you can see that price did indeed come and it touched my zone. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care about the level, because what I teach my students is price isn't always going to come back down to those, but we need something to highlight where we're going to enter in at. So as you see here, we were putting in a lot of hammers, and that concerned me. And so I want to start looking for buys, and we got our buys. Dropping down to our lower time frame though, you can see how price just forcefully pushed up, pushed back down, and it just went. I mean, this pair just skyrocketed up. So what I'm waiting now is just to let UCAD find where it wants to land for right now. I'm not really in a rush to get into UCAD right now, because I don't really have anything to go off of until I find some more structure in this area. And there is structure in this area, especially in here. There is a lot of structure in this area. So let's see if we can build some out. Let me see, what area am I liking? I'll go up to my daily. Okay, I'm kind of liking this area here. Let's see here. There's a lot of structure here. Because we can potentially go up. There's quite a few areas here we can go up to. Let me go back down to a lower time frame. There's quite a few areas in here. I don't know, you guys. There's so many areas here right now, and price is touching one, but there's so many back here. I think I'm gonna have to play with this thing. I'm gonna have to go to higher time frames and do some. So whenever I do put that up, if there is another video that I put up next week or this week, I'll potentially put it up and do it on UCAD and put it up for you guys. But I'm gonna have to play with this thing. I'm gonna have to play with, because there's so much structure back here. I gotta have everything perfect before I put that up there. So, but what I'm looking at for UCAD, I'm not interested in it right now, not until we can possibly give a pullback and then continue up, or we find a resting place up here and then we can push down. So I'll just wait for that. Anyway, so let's go over here to Dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss was a great performer as well, and I'm actually still in this trade here. So I've been looking at Dollar Swiss since this area here. I took profits up here and got back in the trade. So right now, Dollar Swiss is just chilling. It's just like UCAD. It's coming up into a lot of structure though. So that's the thing that I'm looking for. If you see, we have a lot of structure coming up into this area. And then dropping down to my 4-hour time frame, you can see that we're still pushing up. Now, can we make it up into this 9800 level or 1000 level? I'm not sure. We just have to wait and see. That is where my next area is to take a profit at. But we have to see. But we are pushing up quite nicely into a lot of structure, which I may be adding a level. I may be adding this level in, because this thing is very nice. And I see that we could possibly stall there. And so that is something that I'm looking at. But right now, there's nothing much. Either UCAD is going to come up to my next area and fall or break through, or it's going to fall from here and then maybe give us another nice bounce up. Now let's look at UJ for a quick second. Okay, let's look at UJ for a quick second. So looking at UJ, we're gonna go to this higher time frame really quick. So I'm kind of liking for UJ to possibly go back up. Kind of wanting UJ to go back up. Just a little bit more. However, what I'm noticing is we have a spinning top, and then you get it, it's a hammer doji. But right now, I'm also noticing that we're in like this little consolidation pattern going up as well. And I done to my daily, so you can see what I mean. Right now, we're just consolidating going up. So we're in like this little upward channel, which is okay. It's okay. But yeah, so kind of want to see if UJ can get up to here. And we're going to see how it reacts around this area right here. We're going to see how it reacts. Now, if UJ can break this area, I'm kind of hoping that it does come back into these previous lows here. Because I'm still all the way bearish on UJ. I still am. Now, I want to see if I can connect some trend lines, though, from down here. Because something is interesting about this area here. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. I want to connect this, see if I got some more. I don't have anything else I can go off of. Let me go down to my daily time frame. Okay, so I connected this area with these wicks. And as you can see, price has pushed up off of this trend line. So I want to see what we're about to do here on UJ, because this is going to be interesting. Because we tried to break through, and we tried to break through quite a few times off of this trend line, but price wouldn't let us. So I'm trying to see if price is about to go into a bullish territory, if that makes sense. That's why I want to see how price is about to react around this area right here. Because if we are, I don't know how far we're going to see dollar go up. I'm not even sure what the dollar is about to do. And we're going to go look at the dollar just a little bit. So right now, I'm kind of neutral on this pair. Go down to my 4 hour. Because we rallied around this area quite a few times. And we tried to break here quite a few times. If you look, we broke. Looked like we were going to push up, but we pushed back down. We broke, pushed back down. And now we're here again. So I'm not too convinced about UJ until we can pass this area. I'm not even interested in UJ until we pass this area. Yes, I do see that we are in an upward trend right now. Just in this area here alone, I do see that. So if we push up, we could still possibly push right back down. So I'm not convinced on anything on UJ until we can pass this area. So I'm not even going to worry about it. So for UJ, I'm neutral. I'm sitting on my hands. I'm not doing anything. I'm not moving. I'm just going to be watching. Okay. Now I'll look at GJ, because GJ is an interesting pair as well. Going up to my weekly time frame, you can see that we just been chilling. We have just been chilling. We haven't been doing much. We've just been sitting here, you know, not doing much. Now I do have this field pulled out because we did make a higher high. This is our higher low. And right now we are rejecting these levels. Now I'm kind of hoping that price can come back down into the 38.2 level and reject it and continue up. That's my hopes, because we are trading above my level right here. So that's my hopes as far as GJ is concerned. Now dropping down to the daily time frame, you can probably see why I say that, because we rallied here around the 50. We retested the 38.2, broke it, and then we pushed right back up. And now it looks like we're headed back down. And I want to see if I can do another trend line going up. Okay, so as you see here, we have another trend line going up. And if we do come back into this area, we're going to come back into the 38.2 in this trend line area, going back down to the 4 hour. And we're going to adjust as we go. So as you see here, the way I'm looking at it, few things can happen. Now we do have a little bit of a minor structure area right here. Price could come and retest this area right here and then continue up. Or it could come back down into my support level and continue up from there. So we just have to wait and see what price is going to do. We don't really know yet. I'm just going to be sitting on my hands from this pair until it finds its ground as well. I'm not going to rush this pair. I'm not going to rush to get into a trade just yet. I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait and see what happens. Now, like I said, I am liking this pair to the upside, but for some case, if we do reject my 150, 100 level, then I'll be forced to sell. But until then, I'm still liking this pair to the upside. And that's what I'm going to be playing for next week, the upside, unless I see something different, okay? And the last thing we're going to look at is the dollar index. The dollar index has been fierce lately. Now I'm going to go up to my weekly time frame first, okay? Now, as you all see, we did come to this $88 area here. We came into my zone. Like I said, I like to see pairs come into my zones. I don't really care for the levels. The levels are important too. They're as important, but the zones help. Okay, and we pushed up from it, and you can tell that we're in consolidation as well. Price is just moving sideways. It's not moving up. It's not moving down. And as you see, you can see the consolidation now. So it's just like EU. When EU is stuck, and it's not a level, it's just this price point. EU is just, dollar is just stuck. It's just hitting. And it's just like here. It's just hitting. It doesn't really know what it wants to do. And that's why we have to be careful when it comes to false breakouts. And why I teach the students the way I teach them, you have to wait for certain things in the market to happen before you just say you want to sell or you just say you want to buy. So looking at this pair, we're coming right back into this region. However, we're still under this trend line. As long as we're still under this trend line, I'm still looking for sales. I'm not interested in buys as far as the dollar is concerned, not unless I have to be. However, yes, we have to play counter trend trades. Yes, we have to play those movements when they happen on our respective pairs. Yes, we have to play them, but we have to be smart in the way we play them. Now, going over to the 4 hour, as you can see here, I'm kind of looking at the way price has closed. We have a doji here, and we came into the zone here, and we rejected it in this doji. Price could go bearish here, okay? It could, I'm not sure. But like I said, we've been in this area quite a few times. We rejected this area quite a few times. This wick is telling me a story. I gotta listen to the wick, I have to read the story and play the story, okay? So this is what I'm looking at so far. I wanna see what's about to happen here, because if price for this week, if the dollar this week is bearish, I'm gonna be looking for sales on my dollar pairs. I will be looking for sales, okay? That will support UJ going down at a level it's at. That will support UCAD going down because it's in some structure, and dollar Swiss going down because it's in some structure. That will support AU going up because it's at structure. EU because it's like all these pairs are at structural levels. That will support my biases for this week. And GJ is just the one that's just in a no man's territory, like it's in no man's land. So that will support that. So we just have to wait and see what's about to happen. Until then, I don't trade Sundays. I'm going to let the market breathe. I'll come back Monday at 5 p.m., not a.m., 5 p.m. Now, this is the way that I am viewing the market for this week. If you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comment area. If you'd like to know more about Diesel FX, although I am SL FX, the SL part of Diesel, everything is in the description below. Go ahead, sign up, head over to packages, pick a package that tailors your needs, fits your needs. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions. My door is always open. Okay, now, remember y'all, in this market, have a trading plan, use your trading plan, trade what you see, not what you feel. Always be willing to learn. Always be willing to understand that this market is going to play on you mentally. And just because you see this video on YouTube, this is not the full analysis. This is giving you a breakdown, but it's not giving you everything, okay? That's on any video on YouTube. No one gives you everything because people take their time, they learn how to do their own analysis, and they share bits and parts and pieces. Those bits and parts and pieces that you're missing, you have to learn those. whether you go to that person and ask them to be your mentor or whether you figure it out on your own. But when you figure it out on your own, you kind of waste time. And that's something that I had to learn. So if you want to be a part of Diesel FX, please don't hesitate to comment. Don't hesitate to go to www.dieselfx.com. I will see you guys in the next video.